Imagine being underwater, completely cut off from the world, surrounded only with darkness and oxygen running out. Most of us can't even keep our breath for a minute. Imagine surviving for days. And yet in 2013, an average man did exactly this. He survived 3 days at the ocean's depth. This is not a scene from one of those Hollywood thrillers. It is a real life story that baffled scientists and survival experts. But how did he do it? What kept him alive? What does this say about human endurance limits? May 2013. Harrison Okun, a cook on the tugboat Jaskin 4, was working off the coast of Nigeria. The boat was towing an oil tanker when disaster struck. A powerful wave capsized the boat, sending it plummeting into the depths of the Atlantic Ocean. Of the 12 people on board, 11 tragically died. But Harrison, who was in the bathroom when the disaster happened, was able to locate an air pocket in the capsized ship. This small, cramped space became his lifeline. The tugboat came to rest about 30 meters, or nearly 100 feet below the surface of the ocean, a place characterized by high pressure and frigid temperatures. With no light, no food, and no fresh water, the next 60 hours seemed a formidable challenge to Harrison's survival. About 1.2 cubic meters of breathable air sat in the space Harrison found. Experts estimate that the air would sustain just one person for about 56 hours, a little short of the 60 hours Harrison spent underwater. Since prolonged exposure to his own exhaled carbon dioxide could cause suffocation, the question is, how did he manage it? Harrison kept his head above the rising water, maximizing his access to oxygen and minimizing buildup. Cold temperatures slowed his metabolism, reducing his body's oxygen needs. Water temperature dropped dramatically at 30 meters. Hypothermia would normally set in quickly under such conditions, but Harrison's body appeared to adapt. Some believe that his faith and constant movement he kept repeating his prayers helped him maintain his willpower and body heat. Maintaining life in total darkness, knowing his colleagues were dead, was no small psychological feat. To this day, Harrison can recall the sounds the fish had dined on the flesh of his co-workers. It is a nightmare that can drive people into full-blown panic. But his will to see his family again kept him alive. Through sheer luck, a rescue team finally arrived on the scene 3 days later. The team focused much on collecting bodies as they believed there were not survivors. The crew members were attired with cameras and diving gear and went into the shipwreck. A diver recalls reaching out to push away some debris, and in an instant, a human hand gripped his own. The diver was so shocked that he screamed inside his oxygen mask. The footage of that particular moment beamed viral, showing the amazing look of disbelief in the divers' faces when they realized Harrison was alive. Harrison wasn't rescued by easy means. Such a depth causes fatal decompression sickness, or the bends, when one ascends too quickly. So, Harrison spent hours in a decompression chamber before returning to the surface safely. Harrison's survival defies most of the long-held views about human limitations. This story underlines the endurance that the human body and mind can manage to survive. Science can explain a lot, such as oxygen uptake and hypothermia, but what Harrison survived remains to be debated. Until today, was his large faith responsible for playing a physiological role? By reducing his stress levels and conserving energy? The Jaskin 4 tragedy caught the attention of media to this vacuum in maritime safety procedure. Experts feel that tragedy could have been avoided if ship designing was above par, life jackets were made a must, and emergency training was given to the people involved. Underwater cameras and better equipment for diving helped in rescuing Harrison. Much has been spoken about investment in modern technology to respond to the disaster. Harrison is not an exception in his incredible survival story. In 2005, deep cave diver Dave Shaw attempted to retrieve a body from underwater cave, almost 270 meters deep. He never came back. However, the good execution of his dive proved that very little is known about deep water endurance. In air pocket survival, accounts abound during submarine accidents, such as the Russian tragedy Kursk. Such stories tell us that if human survival is highly unpredictable, it is at the same time wonderfully encouraging. Harrison Oken's story is nothing if not an epitome of survival against all odds. It is more than that. It calls the limits of science, faith, and resilience into question, leaving us in awe at what keeps us alive in absolute despair. Is it our biology, luck, or something beyond explanation? Let Harrison Oken's story serve as a reminder of the perils but also the miracles that lie beneath when we go deeper to explore the oceans and its mysteries. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this inspiring story, then do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay curious and keep safe till next time.